Welcome to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Smith.
Brick by brick, baby. I'm freaking out, Webb.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Webb.
Hello. What's up, Smith?
I'm Smith. That's Webb. We are the Wager Makers, and this is the Wager Maker Podcast. Thanks for joining us. This is already Wager Maker Podcast number 19. Hard to believe, Webb. Hard to believe.
19, baby. My lucky number 19.
That's your lucky number? Well, hopefully we get some wins going on this week. We did pretty good in college last week. We're doing all right in baseball, and we're watching the Yankees game right now. That's why I stuttered there a little bit, because Didi just hit a long fly ball with 2 men on, down by 2, and it was a warning track only blast. So we're still down 2-0. We went with the Yankees getting a little bit of on a money line this game. So we'll see how it goes. But right now
we'll have to regroup that one tomorrow. That's Garrett Cole ain't giving shit up.
Well, it's still the 6th inning, 2-0. Long way to go. We got to get into that pen somehow. We got to figure out how to get into that Houston pen. If we can keep them at 2, we got a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, you don't sound confident in the Yankees. I'm telling you, they're going to win this game.
All right.
But that brings me to
tomorrow.
On SportsWatchMonitor.com, we are currently number 2 in Major League Baseball playoffs. So we got to keep this shit going.
Last night kind of threw us off. I didn't see whatever that ass whooping. Flaherty. We had to roll with Flaherty last night. Everybody had to. No one saw that, whatever it was, 8-1 or 8-0 whooping coming on. He deserved that respect. So I don't know. I guess somebody went the other way on him, which obviously was smart, but that was a surprise.
Right. I mean, because now it's really setting up for a sweep. You know what I mean? There's no reason for the Cardinals to even almost show up. So last night you're pretty much betting that, look, this is not going to be a sweep. That's what we were betting on.
And it happened. The dude was like, what was his ERA? 0.1 or something like that. I mean, it was lined up to go with the Cardinals, and there was just too much weight on his shoulders there. Right.
The Nationals are just red hot, man. They're a tough team right now.
Dude, they're on fire. It's the best. I used to work in Philly too, and I love it. When Bryce Harper went there, everybody was running around with this ridiculous Bryce Harper nonsense on.
Right.
Dude hits 230 and gets $300 million.
Right. They ship him out of town. Now the Nationals is going to World Series.
Right. There's a World Series. Right, exactly.
And this Yankees Astros is shaping up to be. This is going to be a heck of a series. I think it's
going to be a good one. No doubt.
It's only 1-1.
Verlander comes back tomorrow.
Oh man.
Actually, not tomorrow. Right. Tomorrow they said it's going to be a Blue Jay special. A Rays special, a reliever game tomorrow.
Use a whole bunch of guys. Right.
Supposed to rain anyway, so that might mess it all up.
Oh man, that might be help the Astros if they can get one of those Verlander or Cole in there more often.
Our boy Reed is at the game.
Oh, at Yankee Stadium right now? Yeah. Saw Reed this week, man. We had a good time. Good time up there in Clemson.
We had no runs in the first. What'd that take? One pitch?
One pitch. Altuve, right? It's like, took care of that. You're like, we got a good pitching. We got a good pitching matchup today. We're gonna bet no runs in the first. Boom.
Yeah. Really laid 175. No big deal.
Losing 2 bets on a pitch.
Yeah. Took about 35 seconds, not even.
So these are shaping up. Looks like we got the Nationals against whoever wins this in the World Series in this Houston Yankees matchup.
It's funny, man. If it ends quick, it might. This Yankees Astros looks like they're going to this, but if it ends quick, the best thing that for the Yankees or the Astros is string this out. Let the Astros sit for a couple of days, because if you play the Astros now,
right. The Nationals like
crazy, right. And Scherzer's ridiculous, and we'll see what the other dude does tonight. But we got the Nationals tonight. Hop on the Nats if you can at this point.
Right. You think the Nationals, man, they got such a great staff, but man, their hitters are red hot right now. So like you said, it might be better let them go, let them win. Let them win 4 games, and the Yankees, they would say, we'll catch you in the playoffs next week sometime when you guys sit around for a while.
That's what I'm saying. That's right. Let the Nats win this, and see how cool off, no doubt.
So, we did pretty good, man. We did great in college. I told you I was going to bring home that Clemson game. They jumped all over Florida State.
That shit was easy.
Saints, man, this team keeps rolling. They keep rolling, Webb. I mean, I'm starting to be a little upset that I'm not really getting the accolades that are deserved to me.
No, I gotta back my boy here, man. That's just all you. There's no doubt. There is no doubt that you rallied the troops. Marshawn, whatever his fuck his name is, Lattimore, damn sure listened to you, because he's the difference maker at this point for them.
Right.
He's shutting people straight down. It's all about the secondary for them, how they're playing right now.
Right. I mean, he's big high priced main man, and then he really struggled the first couple 2-3 games of the season.
He did.
Ever since my speech, ever since my step up speech, he stepped up. He shut down Amari Cooper. He shut down who's the receiver? Mike Evans for Tampa Bay, and he shut down everywhere. But I'm a little upset. I'm not getting the. I mean, man, like you said, I brought that shit. I got that shit going.
You're right. We deserve it. You deserve more.
It was doom and gloom. New Orleans was all doom and gloom when Drew Brees went down. All doom and gloom.
Dude, I was. New Orleans fans were a joke. They were wearing. Are Detroit Lions fans going to start wearing referee uniforms now tomorrow next game? The New Orleans fans, until you rallied the troops, New Orleans fans were the laughing stock of the NFL. And you saved, not only did you save the franchise, you saved the fan base. You saved Saints Nation, as a matter of fact.
God damn, bro. You could not have said it better. I didn't even think about that. I saved Saints Nation.
They were a laughing stock. We were laughing at Jet fans were laughing at them. Dolphin fans were laughing at them. Cleveland Brown fans. XFL fans. USFL. The Jersey General fans were laughing at the Saints up until your speech.
I never really, while it was going on, I never thought how far reaching that it would be to have a podcast and to give a preps talk like that. I didn't know it would go worldwide. And now the Pope's hopping on my shit. Did you see that story?
Now you're going to talk about the Pope now?
Yeah. Because he's trying to jump on my shit. And people are like, oh, thank God the Pope helped the Saints win against Jacksonville. Jacksonville, when that was 6 weeks ago, I got on this shit. They haven't lost. Jacksonville, so the Pope goes on and he tweets something about the new Saints that are getting into the church and everything, and he hits a hashtag Saints on the Twitter, and so Saints fans, shit goes viral, all this shit. They're like, oh man, there's no way we can lose this week. The Saints, the Pope tweeted about us and shit. The Pope, Smitty, fuck did this 6 weeks ago.
It's all Smith, no doubt. And the Pope can take his tweets and the Saints and put it in that dumbass hat he's got on. You're going to give me the fucking Pope?
Well, now I'm not going to talk shit about the Pope. I'm just saying he's jumping on my game.
Lost the winless Jets. So you're going to tell me that the Pope helped the fucking Saints win the game?
Oh, we're going to get to the Cowboys. Don't worry. We'll be getting to the Cowboys.
Don't get me started on fucking Stephen A. Smith neither. The guy made $1 bazillion on saying the Cowboys aren't going to win the Super Bowl. Let's take him to the track. Hey, dude, who's not going to win the fucking exacta? Okay, Nostradamus. Who's not going to win the Super Bowl? Is that what you're going to tell me? They're not going to win the Super Bowl. Let's pick 32 other teams that aren't going to win the fucking Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? You got to be out of your fucking bird, man. I get a text this morning from my man, little Robbie Ambrosia. I'm like, well, first of all, I make sure I don't go pick him up nowhere. After we got through that, I was like, got something else got to be going on. And it was this asshole, Stephen A. The Cowboys lost. Whoa, the Cowboys are in trouble. No fucking shit. My daughter, Devin, the Cowboys, they lost to the Jets. Where's Mr. Perone? He's going to be coming to the house. Yeah, he should. Come on, man. My man Nick Perone, that's a classy act. He didn't even fucking rub my nose in it. You kidding me? Stephen A. Smith. Go make some more money off picking who ain't going to win the Super Bowl and saying Dallas Cowboys in your hashtags, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here.
That's going out on a limb. The big prediction.
Yeah, right. I'll give you 29 other teams aren't going to win the Super Bowl neither. Yeah, who's going to make the playoffs? The Patriots going to make the playoffs this year, Smith. I don't know if you knew that. How about that? Give me $1 million. Let me get a show on ESPN. Me and you. Come on. Fucking.
So Webb, how you feeling about the Cowboys? Feeling good? Feeling good?
It sounds like I'm feeling real good, right? Yeah. I'm gonna get on a fucking plane here. Me and Jerry are gonna have a talk. This is fucking Garrett, the Jersey boy. I gave him a break, 55 breaks. The only team in the history. They lose one player, and they cannot function. It's like if you had a flat tire on a car and you put a donut on. Can you drive down the street? Yeah, you can. Can you get to work? Yeah, you get to work. Can you do your job? You can do your job. No, this team, they can't hike the ball. They can't throw the ball down the field. They can't hand it off. They just gave the running back $75 million. They don't want to hand it to him. You fucking kidding me? They want to give the guy $35 million in one season. And you can't, their left tackle's out. Oh my God. The Saints are out the quarterback. They're 3-0. Talk to the Giants. They're calling the guy Danny Dimes. He doesn't have the running back. I got to deal with that fucking nonsense. The Jets quarterback he's making out with a fence, however you get mono, and he comes out and beats my team the first week. Big Cowboys. Are you kidding me?
Oh. They're like, man, if we just had Darnold all year long, we'd be great.
I got Keith Woods texting from Carolina in the middle of the night, blah 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 blah, laughing at me, hashtags laughing.
I thought he was a Cowboys fan.
Who knows? He's a Giant fan. He's a Raider fan. Who knows?
He was Dorsett. He used to always be Dorsett in the game.
No, that wasn't him. So, no, the Cowboys are done. That's the easiest. How are the Eagles getting 3 points this week?
I don't understand that myself.
How many points are the Cowboys going to – and how is it for – I wrote it down. I got it circled. I got a neon sign on my fucking paper here. 49.5.
As Bill Smith would say, it's a triple plus. That's a triple plus play.
Right. 10 points they're going to score. The Saints scored 12 and beat them. How do you lose a game the other team scores 12 points at home? Actually, I was at the Saints, but it doesn't matter. I'm riffing. Don't. That's detail, Smith. Just let me go.
It's not facts. Well, I'm letting you go, bro. You don't need facts. It's emotion. It's about to have a heart. Who needs facts?
When I was right, whoever, tell me that Rod Marinelli's a good coach. He's a defense. When and in what lifetime? Because back in the day, he had Simeon Rice, Warren Sapp, and the magical season in Tampa Bay. He was 0-16 when he was coach of the Lions. That was a good coach. Every year I got me and you could go play fucking nose tackle for the Cowboys right now. Just hustle. Oh, he's undrafted. But you know what? He runs side. He hustles. He doesn't stop to the whistle. Oh, yeah. How about you get a guy with talent? How about that? It's only the NFL. Let's get another undrafted free agent to play no and give up 100 and 227 yards when it matters. How'd that work out against the Packers? How'd that work out against the Saints?
How do these guys keep getting jobs like Marinelli?
It's unbelievable. And he's untouchable. He's like the Godfather. He's fucking John Gotti, this guy. Oh, he's a good coach. How? Says who? Not the OC who's coaching against him. It's ridiculous. It's a replay. It's a sequel of what I've been watching for 20 years.
It's like Jason Garrett. How does he keep his job? He's just that tight with Jerry Jones?
I guess. I don't.
He doesn't give Jerry Jones any lip. Maybe he gives him lip. Maybe he gives him too much lip.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. He says enough. Doesn't say enough. Who knows? But.
Cowboys, bro. Stink.
How are they -3? Again, it's going to be no Cooper. The defense is a joke. The secondary sucks. Let's ignore the safety position, too. We don't need a safety. Earl Thomas begged. Earl Thomas left his own locker room and grabbed Jason Garrett and said, please bring me here. Would have played there. Nah, we're good. We're good. We don't need a dynamic safety to make a play on the ball. What do the Cowboys have? 2 interceptions? 6 games? Anyways, +3. Eagles +3, -120, and 49.5. There is no way that the Dallas Cowboys scored 3 fucking touchdowns. No way. So let's call it 20 or 17. So whatever that math is from 59, the Eagles are going to 28-20 is still under. Eagles +3, under 49.5. Bet it right now. Buy the half to 50, and the Eagles are already +3, -120. So it's a little bit of juice on the vig there, but you're good. All right, that's my. And then Stephen A. Smith can, go fornicate himself with a sharp stick too. Sorry.
There you go.
That's about it.
You got to do it. You got to let it out. That's what we're here for. You got to let it out, Webb.
Yeah.
I had to let it out against the Saints fans. You got Cowboys, man, lose to the Jets. Even Devin knew that was devastating. Like, Daddy, I don't.
What's going?
I mean, I know they lose sometimes, but they lost to the Jets.
Right. What? She's like, what happened? What? I'm like, yeah. Yep. And what do I say? I go like, the other guys get paid too. That's the famous line, right? The other guys get paid too.
The Saints keep on rolling, Webb. They keep rolling.
Now let's go with the Saints. Let's go with the Saints. Yep.
I can't get them to lose. It's the divine intervention. It's me and the Pope together now. I don't know what's going on with that.
But I don't know. Wear a Pope. Wear dress like a Pope to this week's game. Dress like the Pope.
Look, they lose Drew Brees.
Can't dress like the fucking Pope.
They already have popes. They already have guys that dress like popes at the Saints games. That's been going on for a long time.
Actually, silly me.
Yeah.
Silly me.
Yeah, come on. They lose Drew Brees. They keep winning. They last week, Kamara was hurt, and they keep winning. And then this week, I don't know, they brought in a running back, so I think it's possible, Sean Payton doesn't talk too much about injuries, but I think it's possible they might be out without Kamara for a little time. They brought in some running backs to look. That's going to be hurt. But I can tell you what the real divine intervention, Webb, was me taking the Saints under 10.5 wins. That was the divine intervention.
Right. That would you screw anything up. That's right.
Right. That was the
lock for 11 wins right there.
Right. Actually, before the season started, look, I'm still a Saints fan, all that shit, but I put my money where my head is, and I went under 10.5. And it was certainly when they're like 1-1 or 2-1, and Drew Brees goes out, I'm like, oh man, this is like, I'll give the guy a favor. He can give me 80% on it. He can give me 80 cents on the dollar back, and we'll call it even. I'll take my payout right now.
Right, no doubt.
They still haven't lost a game.
But I'm scratching my head there too, because the Bears are -3 and -115, so it's a little extra juice on the Bears at -3. So I guess that is saying that Kamara will not play. Is that what that?
That's what I have a feeling. I mean, he didn't play much this week.
Who cares? Who cares if Trubisky plays or the other guy plays?
Right, that doesn't matter. That's a wash. They're probably better with the Missouri kid.
Right, with Daniels. Right. And the line is 38. So are they going to score any? I mean, the Saints are 2-0 and they scored 12. What did they score last week? 12 again?
I don't think anybody's going to score 12 in this one. It might be 12-12. They might tie 12-12.
Hey, you'll take it. 12-12.
You see they just announced
Jekyll and Hyde, dude. Jekyll and Hyde. Dude, that game last night, I sneaked by my suicide pick, by the way.
Oh yeah, and not only that, but we got the cover as well when the running back went down at the end. Did you see that? It was one of those plays where the number was right for the Detroit to let him score.
He
Down. Right. He went down at the 1 yard line. I was like, I saw him parting the sea. I'm like, oh, this is gonna get me. We picked Detroit last week plus the 4. And dude goes down at the 1 yard line. So you got your suicide win, and we covered the spread too.
Exactly. Yep. And I did hedge my bet too, so I had a bunch of money on the Lions, so it worked out well. That was one that got us back for that ridiculous Sunday, dude. It's Jekyll and Hyde at the NFL. How do you figure that out?
You flip a coin. Here's the deal: you got the New England Patriots, and you have the Miami Dolphins, and everybody else is the same team.
Right. Yeah.
And just
everybody
1 week,
you're not gonna know who's gonna win.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. New England's gonna win. The Dolphins are gonna lose, and everyone else is crapshoot.
Right. That's a good point.
But we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop now. We pulled up big. We did in NFL. Speaking of NFL, I mean, we did pretty good last week. Started Thursday night. I'm sitting over there in Atlanta with the boys, Garjul and Smiley, and we had New England in the over. That came up good. Took a little time, but we got New England in the over.
It did. It wasn't easy.
Yep. And then we got the Lions on the Monday night. That covered, and then we had the Broncos. That was a solid pick, man. I convinced you to take the Cowboys. That was bad on me, that's for sure.
I wouldn't touch them one way or the other, but I knew that was a worry game.
And then we took that Sunday night game. We took the Chargers against the third string quarterback.
That's another team that's just if you're a Charger fan, you got the same feeling in your gut that I do. I know you're hurt. I get all that injuries. Come on, man. Are you fucking kidding me?
Third string quarterback.
At home, embarrassing.
Prime time.
Nothing to play for. Phillip Rivers, come on, man. And that's you bring Melvin Gordon. You're lucky he gets any. He might waive his ass. Why are you going to pay him $5 million? You're going to lose that game.
Phillip Rivers, I'm so tired of his act. This running around, chopping, talking shit with the other guys and shit. Motherfucker, if you're a quarterback doing that, it's only good if you win anything ever. This dude been in the league for 35 years. Told you, facts don't matter. We're trying to get the point across. He's been in the league. Phillip Rivers has been in the league for 35 years and ain't won shit.
You'd rather have Jim McMahon or Trent Dilfer. You just the dude always talking shit, smoking. Won nothing. What's he win? A playoff game, maybe 2, and they're literally 35 years. He's been in the league longer than Brady. He won a fraction, point oh something of Brady's playoff games.
Oh, talking smack the whole game long.
Yeah, always talking.
Up in some DB's face. He didn't like the way the DB threw the guy down or some shit. He's all up in his face like he's a linebacker or something. Shut the fuck up and win a game.
Throw a touchdown pass, then say something.
You can't beat a third string quarterback in his first game starting by 7 points. You lose outright.
You weren't even in the game. You were never in the game. Not only they did not have the quarterback, right? The third string, they had no one. They didn't have the rookie linebacker. They had no one. They have no players. Their best players are gone. They're on other teams. The other one guys, who knows what AB is doing right? He's trying to get back in the league. Their best players aren't even on the team anymore. They have no playmakers, and you're never in the game from the opening kickoff.
We're driving a car. We're driving in from Clemson, heading back to New Orleans. about game time or so, we're like getting hungry. So let's stop in Hooters. There was a Hooters on the road there. Let's stop in Hooters. We'll get a little dinner and then we'll hit the road. But we'll watch a quarter of the game or something like that.
Right.
We get out the car. It's 14-0 to the third straight quarterback.
Right, and it wasn't a fluky 14-0. It was an ass whooping 14-0. A straight up for it. It was like a Cowboys getting their ass kicked by the Jets 14-0. What it was.
I mean,
what's going on with the Rams? The Rams just traded Marcus Peters to the.
I think there's a good chance Peters is a jerk, and the Rams are not that good.
He got thrown out of college, but
right.
He was good. And he's a first-round pick.
Well, I think there's a good chance the Rams and the Chiefs, you can just put them in the same category of the everybody but New England and the Dolphins. That's what I think.
There's no doubt. But Khalid Talib just went on the arc, so they got no corners. I don't know what they're doing. And what's his name didn't play again, Gurley. That's good money after bad at this point. So the Rams are done. Right. Who's in the NFC? The Saints?
Seattle. They're 5-1, but they don't look good either. They got Russell Wilson. That's what they got.
That's it. Right. And who told me that Pete Carroll laughed at me when I said Pete Carroll's a good coach? He doesn't.
Oh, Chad Arnold did say
Russell that. Wilson, yeah. Good job, Chad. Go wear a smock.
Afghan thing.
Afghan. Same thing. Go.
A thread.
Go
it's
put
threaded.
a cobra mask on, whatever that fucking thing is called.
We had the Broncos. Broncos won 2 in a row.
And then the Packers. So obviously the Packers and the Saints. Oh, well, listen, we haven't even mentioned the 49ers.
Dude, I tried to get you on the 49ers last week. Are you a believer now? Are you coming around?
Well, I ain't believing yet. I'm coming around.
The Niners. The Niners are solid. They play D. They run the ball. They do good shit. Garoppolo, he plays smart. They can play. Right. They can play ball.
Right. They ain't beating the Packers or the Saints. So they're number 3 in my book.
So we did all right. We had the Broncos too. They came up with a win. That was a decent pick.
Yes. That was a good one, but that was a little. We got a little nervous there for a minute too, because their capacity to suck is knows no bounds.
So we did about up and down in the NFL, which is about as best as you can do right now. We're going to do better this week, I know it. But man, on Saturday, bro, we went like 8-2 in college football.
Crazy.
We were the number 1 handicapper on Saturday at SportsWatchMonitor.com.
We've been the number 1 in the country.
Yeah. We moved up since that couple weeks ago when I mentioned we were like 80-something in college football. We've moved up 20 places, so we still got a long way to go. But the last 2 weeks we've been rolling in college football.
Yeah, we're going to do another 75% this week, and it's going to cut it right another and a half. We'll be up in the top 30 and then
top 10 every week. Move up 10 every week, brick by brick.
See, brick by brick. If you're 65%, that's all you can hit. That's 60, 62, 63% should be the floor. But if you can get up to 70, between 65 and 70%, you're making money, no doubt.
So we started out Wednesday night. We went a lot of Louisiana teams this week. We started out Wednesday night. We lost with the Raging Cajuns.
Dude.
We lost with the Raging Cajuns. But then we went in Thursday. Man, we went to over NC State. Didn't get that. I told you Syracuse stinks. NC State. I wanted to take NC State. We didn't get on that one. UL Monroe covered. Whooped up.
Yep.
Virginia lost, and we had Colorado State. They did good. Colorado got blown out. So we were kind of struggling going into the weekend. We're like, oh man, we got to turn this shit around. And then bing bang boom,
right.
Texas boom, got that little backdoor, got a little backdoor action.
All right, that's it. Don't matter.
Yeah, no doubt. How many times we got backdoor right in the kazoo?
No doubt. They're all line drives in the box score,
right.
Baby.
Clemson rolled right away. Wisconsin rolled. Boom. Minnesota rolled. We lost BYU, but our late games, Utah, Boise, Washington, rolled.
Boom.
I
Yeah.
think we lost Memphis somewhere in the daytime there, but that was man, we had a good day.
They gave it a shot today. They came back there for a minute. I'm sure you weren't watching that when I was watching, and then they just shit the bed. But we had a shot there. One play here, it would have changed it, but whatever. No, we lost. Don't matter.
Right. 8-2. Yeah. 9-1 would have been better, but what are you gonna do?
Take it.
All right, so that was, pretty solid week. And then, like I said, we had LSU. Forgot that one. We got in before it was 14. It was 14 late. A lot of people got 14.
That was a push.
Sharon was all excited. She took Florida. Might be her first loss, but I gave her. She was really disappointed because she thought she got the loss. I told her, listen, actually, a lot of people she took it at 13. plus 13. I told her, listen, by the time the game went off, a whole bunch of people had 14. So really, I'll give you a push because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, what a good husband. What a good husband.
She was really upset. She was like physically upset about it. I'm like, you get really upset about fucking picking against us and winning.
Yeah. Welcome to our world.
Yeah. Story of my life.
Right. No doubt. Do that for 35 years.
Right. After every time she watches a game, has bets on it, she's like, I just don't know how you guys do this all the time. Yeah. It's living. This is living, Webb.
Yeah.
This is living.
Look at us. Yeah.
You can watch soap operas or you can live and die every 3.5 hours.
On some asshole making $1 bazillion.
Yeah. So let's go right into picks. Next week's show, we got one this week, so we're going to go all the picks this week. Next week's show, we get into NBA, NHL.
Yeah, let's do what the NBA over-unders. I want to get into that.
All right. NBA, NHL. Dig it.
And then we could probably do a World Series.
Yeah, by then it should be straightened out. Houston just went up 3-0. Now we're in the 7th. We got to get some.
That's
probably a loss.
That's long for that series is long for.
All right, so we'll look at college football for next week. I got a whole list of games here that I'm interested in. What do you see offhand?
I got two that I like. Texas is the first one. They're going to absolutely lambaste Kansas. We got 21.5 here. That's going to be, I don't know, 45-48 to something maybe in the teens. So that's definitely going to cover that 21 when we buy it down. The other one, I love my Minnesota Golden Gophers at the dreaded, disgusting, more embarrassing than the Dallas Cowboys, Rutgers Scarlet Knights. I'm a little bit leery on that. It's 28.5. Obviously, you buy it to 28. 4 scores. If this was, it's kind of sandwiched in between here. A couple big games for Minnesota. They may let down. They have a pretty hard schedule. But I think Rutgers has Ohio State or somebody huge next week too. So I kind of wait.
You think the Scarlet Knights are looking past somebody?
Yeah, right. Well, maybe look at this one. They're not even show up next week. So I do like Minnesota. Rutgers is horrendous, dude. Horrendous. I don't know, but they lost 100-0 last week to Illinois or whoever it was or whatever. So those are two that struck me, that stood out. But definitely, I love Texas. I bet that here just before we even got on. Other ones I saw, Stanford over UCLA. Stanford's due. They kind of had a tough schedule too. Seems like they're always playing somebody decent. And if they weren't that good, they were on the East Coast. UCLA is a mess. I think they got their win. That kind of took some of the pressure off the coach there. Ohio State. We always love Ohio State. 28 on the road. But Northwestern, I don't know. We kept waiting for them to show up. They never did. That's one of the teams that kind of a little bit of a thorn in our side. But Ohio State is for real. I'm not sure who they have next week. This may be a little bit of a look-past game. There's no way they're going to come to having a Georgia moment. But, that they're close to the 28. I do like Virginia coming back here at home against Duke, 3.5. You buy it down to 3. I think they should get that done. The other one I looked at is Iowa, minus 18 against Purdue. I think Purdue's quarterback is still out. And then also that kid Rondell Moore, I believe, is still out. If that is the case, I do like Iowa. I think they're good. They're legit. The only team they get beat by are those upper level Big Ten teams. Florida, I like them bouncing back in a pretty big way this week. South Carolina is going to completely deflate. They're on the road, though. It's always tough. SEC, I like Florida minus the 5 on the bye. And then I was looking at Auburn, too, minus the 19 at Arkansas. This is almost an easier game for them. I know it's 3 scores on the road in conference, but they're just that much better than Arkansas, I think, particularly on the defensive line. I don't know how many Arkansas is going to score. You get to 28 points from Auburn, I think you'll be all right.
That's a lot of games. Because I got other ones too. I got other ones too.
I was looking at it this morning. I'm like, I don't really like anything. And I got home. I looked at it again. I'm like, oh,
but that's what happens. But sometimes when you don't like something, you take more shit. Because you're like, I can do that.
Exactly. This was
if you love something, you got 3 games. If you love 3 games, you got 3 games. If you don't like anything, you got a whole shitload.
Right. It's like having 2 quarterbacks. If you don't have one, if you have 2, you have none.
Exactly.
But I mean, the pick of the Texas is my far and above, head and shoulders above anything else I see there. I'm not sure game time. I should have checked that. But the others are worth, at least a look. I'm not. I could be swayed one way or the other on most of those.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll start out.
What do you got?
We'll start out with the ones that we cross over on. I mean, I'll definitely. You feel so strong about Texas. I'm down with that. I also had Auburn written down as one of my plays, so we definitely go with that.
Two.
I liked Stanford. That's a Thursday night game.
Right. There's a couple of my pick just because we kind of had to.
Right.
Yep.
And also Ohio State. To me, I mean, they're going to score 50 points no matter where or who they're playing, and Northwestern is not going to score 20. That's how I feel it.
All right. Well, I got them. I'll take it.
Yeah. Also, just to back up what I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks. Hopefully, I'm not too late on this. Syracuse sucks, and that's a Friday night game. I like Pitt minus the 3.5 against Syracuse.
Is that home? I forgot.
It's in the orange. It's in the orange building.
Yeah,
that doesn't have air conditioning or fans anymore.
It's only named after the carry them. So what's Pitt minus 3? If we buy it. I mean, they're another despicable team. Yeah, just Syracuse. And it's funny. Whoever they played last week, it was the one quarterback was from South Jersey, from Sicklerville, and the other quarterback was from Little Falls. So there's two shitty New Jersey quarterbacks fighting hard. Who's not going to lose this game worse?
It was ugly. But Pitt is actually a halfway decent team, it turns out. And NC State is horrible and still beat them.
Right.
Syracuse.
Right. So. NC State. Yeah, that game was ugly. That was ugly. Yep.
So just some and then so that was my weeknight games. I like Stanford, Pitt, and Ohio State. I'm down with Texas and Auburn. I like believe it or not, I like West Virginia, and these are some picks that I saw. They're getting a ton of points from Oklahoma. I think West Virginia's been playing a little bit better, and it's just 33.5 is a lot of points. That's the only reason I'm saying that. I'm not sitting here going, oh, West Virginia's definitely covering this game, but I circled that as one. That's a possibility. After watching NC State play the other night, and Boston College has had kind of a crappy season, but they're catching a few. Actually, Boston College is catching 3.5 points at home.
3.5.
I think it might be a good week to get back on them if we had an opportunity to Boston College. Oregon State is going into Cal. Cal's minus 10.5, and they're a pretty darn good team. Oregon State is not.
Yeah, we got 11. No, that's a miss by me. That's for sure. That's Cal. Yep.
Okay, Cal.
That's a miss by me. Good catch.
Cool.
Minus 11. Yep. That's a good one too. That's a miss by me. Good catch. Yep.
Right.
That's an awesome one.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I know there's letdown possibilities and stuff, but man, LSU, dude, they are good, and they could beat Mississippi State by 20 points very easily. Mississippi State is not good. The only thing you have to watch out for is a letdown after last week's game. But man, they're rolling. Joe Burrow is a Heisman candidate. They're going to keep putting up numbers because now he's legit Heisman candidate. They're going to keep putting up numbers.
Well, the thing with them too is they're what are they 4-3 right now, but they need to keep the pedal to the metal. So even if it's there's no you're not and again like you said he's a Heisman candidate, so they're not they're up 28, 30 35 points. They're not taking them out.
Right.
So that's a good point too. Yeah, I don't know how many points Mississippi State was supposed to be good. I don't know. I mean that's one I could be swayed on as well.
Well, another thing is LSU went to Mississippi State a couple years ago, and I believe if Mississippi State didn't beat them outright and really shock the world, they got really close enough to where I don't think Coach O is going to let that shit happen again. Is what I'm trying to say. Maybe it was the same deal. It might have been the week after Florida. And they had kind of a letdown, and Mississippi State beat up on LSU. I don't think they let that happen again.
Yeah, well, I mean, you want to talk about a letdown. I don't think that was that big of a game for LSU. I mean, they're better than Florida. Florida wasn't that good. Trash played good. I mean, I was rooting for the quarterback. And anyway, I just want to hear Coach O talk. So let's go with LSU. I want to hear that raspy motherfucker say
He's
something.
The best.
Yeah.
And man, I saw a stat. Coach O at LSU, and I guess he's been there like three years now or something. 8-3 against top 10 teams at LSU. Man, that's pretty amazing. In the 11 games that he's faced the top 10 teams.
Come on, you could go back to the hat. You go back to Saban. They're all the same way. You got to win. I mean, you've been here before with LSU, man. You got to get in.
Well,
there
I get that.
Win.
What I'm saying is the dude. I mean, hey, I'll take a 1-loss season every year. I mean,
no doubt.
8-3 against top 10 teams. I don't think there's a lot of teams other than Alabama or Clemson that could say that. Anyway,
I'm gonna have the interns get on that. They'll look it up.
Yeah. Get the stats guy. We got stats guy. We should have stats girls, not stats guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like high school sports. Yeah.
All right, keeping it in Louisiana. Hey man, this Tulane Green Wave, these guys can play ball. and they're getting
they
points.
getting points?
They're getting points to
that,
Memphis. It's gonna be a track meet, but I think Tulane has the horses to keep up with them offensively. I think that Tulane can score, and I think Tulane's got a good deal. I kind of like Tulane getting points in this one.
I don't know if I know anyone who's less of a homer than you, but I knew this was coming, and that they are. I can't argue with the two, and I can't. There's no argument for Memphis at this point. So, I'm trying to find. I can't find the total. Yeah, the Memphis. I mean, that dude's gonna bomb the ball. He just throws. He's like a mad bomber lefty, like the snake from the Raiders. 59. I like the over there too. Oh, it's on the road. That's why I wasn't crazy about it.
Right.
Tulane +4. Yeah, I'm not. That's not crazy, and I like the over too. 59 on the bye, but we can go with Tulane. That's fine. But you got to give me Iowa at home.
Yeah, I'll do that. But another game, team going to the Big Ten and a big game in the Big Ten. I know we've been down on Michigan, right? So we're down on Michigan. We're down on Michigan. We know, but they went to overtime against Army. They got crushed when they played Wisconsin. But at the end of the day, they're 5-1. And it's been an ugly 5-1. It's not what we thought. It's not what they thought. But they're still hanging in, and they're getting a lot of points in this game against Penn State. I know Penn State's pretty good, but this is a game when I'm sure Michigan still feels like they're in the hunt for the Big Ten championship. If they got one loss,
why? Yeah. I mean, of course they do. That's the reality of it, of course, for sure.
Right. So what I'm saying is I like the Wolverines +9. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I got no crazy love for Penn State. They're playing well. They've been pretty good to us. I've been waiting for them to stumble here. This wouldn't surprise me for this to be a close one. I don't know that Michigan knows how to win at this point. But I think they can keep it close. Again, yeah, I got no problem, taking, 9 points on a bye here. Why not?
All right. I like a couple out west. I like a couple teams getting points. I kind of like Washington at home. I think they got themselves right last week. That's a big game against Oregon. They're getting a few points at home. But I also like Arizona State. We usually like Utah a lot. But Arizona State's a pretty solid team, and I just think 14 points is an awful lot of points in that game.
That's just. I'm gonna give you some pushback on this. Those are two very different teams. Arizona State and Utah. Utah is legit top. I don't know, 10, whatever. I don't know what they're ranked, but they're a legit team. Their record may have 1 or 2 losses, but they're ballers. They're legit. They could have, they could have flirted a bounce here or there. They could have flirted with the top 4. So I would not. This could be a chance for them to put a little bit of a hurting on somebody who's kind of probably playing above their head at this point. Great season for Arizona State, not taking it away. But I think that's one. I'm not saying you're wrong. 14 points is a number, but you're kind of playing with fire there. We got 95 other games here.
Fair enough.
But you're spot on with the other one. I tried to get on the Oregon bandwagon. I believed in them early. They don't beat anybody really anybody of substance anyway too badly. They're on the road. I'm a big Chris Peterson fan. I've said it 50,000 times. So it's not hard to take Washington plus. I think it was 6. Was it that high?
I think it's only like 3, unless I saw something different.
Can't find it. There's so many games. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2.5. Yes, we got to buy it to 3. Again, still, I think that's okay. It's gonna be very close. Maybe if worse comes to worse, we lose the game by 3, we'll get out of there with a push. But I think if you could buy, and it's +2.5 minus 105, so you buy the half, probably like 115 or 120. So I think Washington is a decent bet there too. I'm good with that.
Cool. Then I also, believe it or not, I like staying out west. USC -10 over Arizona. I think Arizona's just bad. I think USC is getting kind of like their second string quarterback is back now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he played last week. Yeah, Slovis, I think his name is. Yeah, well, he's a true freshman. He's huge. He'll be playing on Sundays. Yeah, Arizona sucks. That's fine. I think again, it's just a little bit of if you're USC, you're taking a breather, you're ready. This is kind of pad some stats, kind of let your hair down a little bit and get a little loose. I think USC does a little bit of damage this game. That's not a hard one to get behind either.
Cool. All right, and also we're going way out west. That's where if you call me at midnight, Smitty, you're going to be swimming with the fishes. That's where we're going. That's how far we're going out on this one. But we laid off of Hawaii. They were pretty good early at home. They're actually getting a few points at home against the Air Force. I know you like your Your Air Force, your Army, Navy, Marines.
I do like the Armed Forces. Yes, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Yeah, I do. I don't have any feel for this and that. Hawaii played well early on. It's always tough, like I said, for me to go against either one of those three teams in a close game like this. I mean, you want to take Hawaii +3. Again, that's not crazy.
All right. So that's a whole bunch of games. I can
shitload.
read them back to you. You can narrow it down if you think. So the ones we kind of wrote down. Okay, so we got Stanford on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh
For sure.
and Ohio State on Friday. Those are pretty much in.
Okay. Right. We got to do those.
Right.
Okay.
You're all over Texas.
Right. Texas and Cal to me are locked.
And Cal. That's fine.
So that's 1, 2, 3,
Auburn.
5.
Auburn. We both like.
Auburn. Okay.
Iowa.
I like Iowa at home, especially after they had a tough schedule. I like Iowa.
Washington Huskies.
All right. Let's put that.
We can wait on that. We can wait on that if you think
Yeah.
it's too many. All right. I'll scratch it off. USC.
All right. Let's see. We have how many? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 7 so far, right?
7 so far.
All right.
The other games,
USC.
I'll throw them out there. USC, Hawaii, Michigan, LSU, Minnesota, Florida, and Virginia.
All right. Let's
I'm
go
not sure about all
Michigan.
these. Michigan. Got it.
What's that? 8. All right. You want LSU? Let's do LSU. That's 9. And then I'll leave that last one up to you. I'm down with any of those 4 that we got. I mean, Minnesota. That's again. Rutgers ain't winning, but that's a matter of how many there. But that
Just
fine.
seems like a lot of points. And
does.
the Minnesota train has been covering so much. It's almost like
right.
this
They
one's
win by
staring me at the
25.
face of this one. That they, maybe they get down by a fumble. Maybe Rutgers gets a scoop and score early, just enough to make it where they win by 24 instead of something. So all right. So right now we got Pitt, Texas, Auburn, Stanford, Ohio State, Iowa, Cal, Michigan, and LSU.
So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. And 9, and that's 3 of them are on let's get one of these West Coasters. You like USC or Hawaii?
USC.
And then how much do you like Florida, Virginia, or Minnesota? If Minnesota's one of your main picks, let's go with it. Let's roll with it.
I mean, again, they're gonna beat everyone they play by, like you said, like 30. I mean, this Rutgers sucks, dude. If you're gonna tell me Rutgers is gonna score 17 points, I just don't see that happening. I don't know. I like. I think Virginia's 3 points better than Duke for sure. You pick Virginia or Minnesota. We'll leave Florida off.
How about I pick Florida and leave Minnesota and Virginia off?
Fine. That's fine. That's fine. I like Florida. This is one of the games I think that overratedness is not there.
Right. Well, now all of a sudden people think South Carolina is something. If this game happened a week ago, Florida would be favored by 17.
Right. I mean, that's it. That'd be when that game by a touchdown.
All right.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that
11.
right?
Pitt,
Cool.
Texas, Auburn, Stanford, Ohio State, Iowa, Cal, USC, LSU, Michigan, and Florida. That's what you got?
Yep.
All right. Dig it. Let's go on to the NFL. Anything pop? We got Thursday night. We got KC at the Broncos.
Tough, Smith. Tough, man. What do we do here?
I think I take the home dog. That's what I do.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say KC. So let's figure something out.
You got a total on that one?
48.5.
I got no feel on that.
I mean, I got the under. If I had to, I'd go under. I don't know. I mean, is KC gonna lose again?
They lost 2 in a row at home. It was the first time in like several years that they lost 2 in a row at home. Now they're going into Denver. Denver's won 2 in a row. I mean, you know how I felt. You know how I felt about Denver going into the season. I thought they would be something. Obviously, they're not. But I don't think Kansas City. I think Kansas City is turning into every Andy Reid team mid-season.
No doubt.
Forever.
No doubt. I'm no Andy Reid fan. All right, fuck it. We'll take the
home
3.
dog. When in doubt, let's take a home dog. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's all right.
You don't like it. You don't like it.
No, that's right. I mean, KC is not playing well. They're all bad. That's not that good, is what it comes down to. I don't think so. Their defense certainly isn't any good. So I don't know how good Denver is either, but I don't think they're that bad. So it'll be close. We got to pick something. So I can't. There's no argument for me to give you for KC.
All right. What other games are like in NFL this week?
I do like Green Bay -6. I like Detroit +1 at home. And again, we covered the Eagles and the under.
All right.
The only reason that the The Eagles game, I don't understand. The line scares me. Why would they be getting
right? Why is this like it is?
And the Cowboys are buried. I mean, this is just a typical, the team that should never win wins. But I do like the under. But again, that means that there's going to be a bunch of shit running around. But I think Green Bay, Oakland is flying on air. They're not as good as their record. Green Bay is legit. This is going to be, is there a letdown in the NFL? I guess, yeah, of course there is. But it's not like they're crushing teams. It's a hard-fought victory at Dallas. Hard-fought victory. They didn't play that well. They are banged up. Maybe they'll get, what's his name, that one receiver back anyway this week. I think that they could beat Oakland by a touchdown at home. And I think Detroit is actually pretty good. And I think Minnesota is not that good. A win at home doesn't cure all those ills. If as soon as Cousin misses a pass to Thielen and/or Diggs, it's going to be a big fucking deal again. And it's in conference. So I think the Lions plus a point is a decent bet.
All right, I kind of had the Vikings circled on mine, but we can come back to that. In a second. I'm down with Green Bay. I'm down with the Eagles. I'm down with the under on a Cowboys game.
All right, let's go to Monday. What do you think about Monday? And then we can kind of meet in the middle.
I think Monday I take the Patriots all day long.
Yeah.
In that.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Fair enough.
All right. I also like, believe it or not, I'm going to be in Tennessee, and I think the Chargers stink. I talked about that.
Yes.
I like the Titans.
Yes. I agree. I don't know why I didn't. I looked at that. I don't know why I didn't write it.
And believe it or not, I know you hate this, but I like the Giants as well at home. I think they'll get.
No, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Is the running back back? I don't think it matters, but
I don't know. But I think he might be close, but I don't know if he's back.
Arizona's flying a little bit high. I think that, this is the Giants this is one of the Giants. They're going to kind of look at this one too. Like, we're going to get right here. Let's get a little bit loose. Everyone makes some money here. So I like I don't think that's crazy either.
What do you think about the Ravens plus 3.5 in Seattle?
That's for me. Both teams are, I guess I want to say overrated. I don't think either one is as good as the hype. But the records are the records. Someone's going to lose. If I had to pick, it's a tough place to play. That's a long trip for Baltimore.
That's why I take the 3, and that's why I'm taking the 3.5 points. Is what I'm saying.
I disagree.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll go with the Lions if you like. I've been liking the Lions, but now they're kind of 2-2-1. I kind of think they are what they are. I think the Vikings are a little bit step above, but I'll take the Lions at home in that one. Getting a point.
This game was in Minnesota. I wouldn't doubt it. But Minnesota the Lions played pretty good last night. They should have technically won that game. That's not an easy place to win at night. So based off that, and they played whatchamacall real tight too, KC. But I guess that's looking less and less like a big win. But I'm not. I just think Kirk Cousins sucks. I don't care what he did last week. That was an easy.
He's got a couple in a row now since they started getting shit. He's got a couple in a row now, I think.
Yeah, and he'll fall down to earth like he always does.
All right. So right now we got the Broncos, we got the Packers, we got the Lions, we got the Giants, we got the Eagles, we got the Titans, and we got the Pats.
And what about the under in the Cowboys?
That's 8 games, yeah, and under 49. That's one of the under 49.5.
Okay, I think that's enough, and we can talk about the Saints.
Man, that game scares me, especially because we haven't been on them all season long, and they cover every time. And I don't really understand. Well, I think, like I say, without Kamara, they're in trouble.
They've been doing it with Mirrors since Breeze got hurt. I don't know how. They're not going to win. They're not going to win every game for the rest of the season.
What's the total in that game?
38.
That was low.
Right.
Where it should be. It's where it should be.
They're going to score. They're not going to. They haven't scored. They're 2-0. They scored 12 points. So how many times? Who they beat in between the Cowboys in that game last week? The Rant. No, they lost to the Rams, right?
Yeah. Are you telling me we should be taking the Bears?
The Saints are not going to win. Yeah. I would if what time? That's a later game. If there's a couple dollars in my pocket, I'll bet the Bears. I'm not no Bears fan, believe me. But they're just not going to win every game. Bridgewater's done nothing. Their defense has played ridiculous. The secondary in particular. But that's not the Bears don't win the ball by throwing.
Did you hear that speech I gave a few weeks ago? They have not lost. They got the Pope. We got the Pope. Sharon's got a picture with a goat on it. That's number 9. He got number 9 goat, and they have not lost since that day.
He's not playing.
Yeah, but she's been wearing it since he went out as a symbol. It's a symbol. Symbolism.
Yeah.
I can't take it. I'm not picking against the Saints this week. I would do that other times. I picked against them in the over/under. I don't think this is the week.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we'll talk about it. I don't need to. I ain't saying pick the Bears.
I'm talking. They're just, dude. They've been good. Dude, they're winning games. They're doing shit. The defense is good.
Yeah, there's no doubt the defense is good. We knew the defense was going to be good, but you can't. How you're telling me that it wasn't luck that you won 2 games up when you scored 12 points? It's just you catch somebody at the right time.
That's not luck. The defense went out and kicked somebody's ass. You don't think they're catching us at the right time when Drew Brees isn't on the team? You don't think Dallas is, man, we're catching the Saints at the right time? We're catching the Saints at the right time. Everybody says that. The Cowboys one injury. They completely. It's a function of who you play. Seattle's 5-1, dude. We beat them in their house without Drew Brees. You tell me they're not good?
That's the other game. What was the score of that game?
27 to something. But they had they had a defensive touchdown and a punt return touchdown. The Saints did.
Oh, that's right. All right. So they still
so I mean, the Saints offense showed up to one. Bridgewater's thrown it around one game. That was Tampa. That's it. Now, I mean, I agree with you on that.
So they're 4-0 without Brees, or 3-0?
4, right? They beat Jacksonville, Seattle, Dallas, and Tampa.
Seattle was the first game, right? Yeah, and then Tampa. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And it's been kind of ugly wins other than Tampa.
They're losing this game. Still. It's an easy one, I think, actually.
You think it's easy on the Bears? Hey, if you feel that strongly about it, I'll put it in.
We're not going to pick it. I'll do that shit on my own, but they ain't winning again. There's no way.
All right, we'll go on record. We get another side bet going.
Right. I got to get even up. Yeah, on Trubisky, he's going to throw the ball to the ground.
Yeah, what have you seen out of the Bears offense that makes you be like, oh yeah, they're going to fucking do something?
It doesn't mean they can play. They can be playing the Freehold-Borough Colonials. They're not winning every game. They're going to lose a game. They're on the road. They're going to lose a game.
Listen, I bet them under 10.5. That's all you need to know. They'll win every game for the next 6 seasons.
They're going to get to 11 and then lose it. Then they're going to go. Right. They'll lose the game after that.
Right. All right. So we got Broncos, Lions, Green Bay, Giants, Eagles, Dallas, under, Titans, and the Pats.
9. No. I counted one of the college. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8.
8.
And then Nats tonight.
But this show won't be out until tomorrow. So this is going to be But keep an eye on our Instagram page. That's where I'm putting the daily MLB picks. So go like our Instagram page and get on the MLB. We're number 2. We'll
be 1 after tonight.
All right. So real quick, want to thank John Grove for the bumper music. iHeartRadio, YouTube, Google Play Music, Podbeam, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. You can catch us all there. Facebook at The Wager Makers Podcast, Twitter at The Wager Makers, and Instagram at The Wager Makers.
Hi, this is Devin Weber. When you go on the Wager Makers Podcast webpage, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the bell to put on your post notifications. Thank you.
Thank you, Devin Weber.
Thank you, Devin Weber, for the insight into the YouTube channel.
Subscribe, people.
Hit the bell. Listen, tell some friends. Tell 2 friends.
Tell 2 friends. That's right.
All right. Thank you all for joining us, Webb.
Thank you, everybody. Always a pleasure, Smith. Enjoy Tennessee. Give me some winners, will you?
Got it. Winners.
Later, brother.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you later, man.
Later.